Good morning, gang. Happy Tuesday morning. Hope everybody is, has power. Obviously, I do. Uh, Grid, not solar. Uh, Swimming like we are here. It's raining, been raining hard for 6 hours now. And we still got another six ahead of us. Hopefully, if you've got snow, you're not snowed in, but, this is still nothing like I can remember the storm of 78 in Chicago. A lot of you guys can probably remember something similar living in the Midwest. But this is kind of funny. This storm, as nothing as it really is, at least for me. I mean, it's going to rain for 12 hours. Woo-hoo, okay? The winds here were supposed to get to 20 miles an hour. Woo-hoo, okay? But I noticed something yesterday that, if you're paying attention, is important. So yesterday I had to drive up to Middlesboro, Kentucky. It's about 45, 50 minutes from here. I had to pick up PBJ, swapping out a rental car from her car wreck and all that sort of stuff. And on the way home, I had to stop off at the grocery store real quick. We needed milk, eggs, and cream cheese. Okay, figure, okay, I'm out. Might as well do it while I'm out. I'm not going to make a specific trip to town just for that. Okay, no big deal. Pick up my daughter. We come back. First off, we stopped at a Kroger in Middlesboro, Kentucky. This was interesting. Milk, eggs, and cream cheese. I go grab the milk. There was some milk in there. You could see it had been picked, but it wasn't bad. Go over to the eggs. There's a sign in the refrigerated cabinet there. Sorry, we're all out of eggs. Huh? Like, okay. Like, how the hell can Kroger, of all places, be out of eggs? You're talking the largest grocery chain in the country. But they were out of eggs. All right. So we buy the milk and the cream cheese. No, actually, we didn't even get the cream cheese there. We just grabbed the milk. And kiddo needed some ibuprofen. Long drive, and she had a headache. So we start heading back home. Figure, okay, got to stop and get eggs. And while I was there, picked up the cream cheese. So we stop at a grocery store here closer to me, right? So we pull into the grocery store parking lot. I've never seen this before. Now, mind you, this is Tazewell, Tennessee. Okay, we're not talking exactly hopping metropolis here. I mean, I don't know what the population of Tazewell is, but I can't bet it's more than about 10,000. Okay. The grocery store parking lot was full. I was 4 cars deep in line to get a parking space as we were all waiting for people to pull out. Like, what the hell is going on? And I looked at PBJ and I said, who the hell goes grocery shopping Monday afternoon at 4 o'clock? Right? So I get into the store, finally got a parking spot, go in the store, and go grab my eggs, grab some cream cheese. And as I had walked in, like any other grocery store, you walk past all the cash registers. Every register was open. They've got 6 of them. And each one of them was 3 to 4 deep in people. And I seriously thought about turning around and leaving the store because I was in somewhat of a rush because I had to get all the way back here and then I had to go all the way back where I was bowling night. And so I grabbed my stuff. Said, the hell with it, I might as well get it while I'm here. And fortunately for me, when I got up there, the lines were all long and there was one line that only had 2 people with smaller carts. I was like, okay. So in and out of the store. But I asked the cashier, and I even commended her because, I mean, she was whipping through checking out groceries. And around here, it's usually, again, remember rural America. Slowly swiping everything through. The cashier's making conversation with you. You're chit-chatting, joking, whatever. Yesterday, zoom, 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 zoom. This is what it is. I mean, granted, I only had a couple of things, but by the time I put my stuff on the end, walked around to where the credit card machine is, where you pay, and she's already done, and here's your total, sort of done and out. And I said, what's going on? And she's like, oh, that storm's coming. Like, okay, yeah, storm's coming. I'll give you that. But that crazy, when I got back up to the car, I was thinking, I'm like, how unprepared is society? If a rainstorm is going to cause people to go insane and everybody run to the grocery store to get stuff on a Monday afternoon. I mean, usually you go to the grocery store on a Monday afternoon, you can shoot a cannon through the place. Okay. No, not yesterday. Yesterday it looked like I was walking through Times Square. But how unprepared is the public for any sort of minor issue? Now, I'll give you this. Word was, like I told you guys yesterday, we were at risk of losing power. Okay. If you're at risk of losing power, I think the last thing you are going to the store to buy is refrigerated goods. Right? I mean, I don't think there's a whole lot of people in the country, let alone around here, who have whole house backup systems or whatever, who even give it too much of a thought. Around here, probably generators. I will say that, gas generators. But if the power is going to go out, why would you be like, I need to go buy eggs? I need to go buy milk. Granted, staples, okay. But you've got a refrigerator. But you stop and think, it's like, okay, if something little like a rainstorm with winds possible of the power going out and people panic like that, what's going to happen when it's bigger? We all talk about being ready so you don't have to run to the grocery store like everybody else yesterday. And we can sit on the porch and watch the chaos happen around us, right? As everybody goes to the grocery store, hardware store, drugstore, wherever, the panic sets in. Oh my God, I need to get everything. We've already got it. But to see a microcosm of what's actually going to happen, again, I mean, and we see this every time. Gee, there's a hurricane. Look, Home Depot's overrun with people. Look, there's a snowstorm. Lowe's is overrun with people trying to get snow blowers or whatever. You see it over and over and over again. What's going to happen when it's really bad? I mean, sure, I didn't see any fights or arguments or, two people yanking on a box of spaghetti or whatever. I mean, everybody was polite in there. No big deal. But everybody had the same idea. Oh my God, I've got to go get it at the 11th hour. What happens when it's 11:30? What happens when it's 2 minutes to midnight? Right? This is eye-opening. You hear all these news stories. 40% of the American public is putting money, putting stuff away in preps. Remember that story was 40% of the American public said they spent at least $149 last year on preps. What? Okay, that's not prepping at all. That's, gee, I got a couple extra days worth of groceries. Guaranteed that 40% of people don't do anything like you do, I do, or most anybody else. And again, like I said, I'm in a rural area where you figure people are more self-sufficient, a lot more gardens, farming, off-grid type things, water containment out here than there is in downtown Knoxville, for example. I can't imagine what it looked like in the city yesterday. If the country looked like that, what does the city look like? It makes you think. I talked yesterday, get to the store and get whatever you need. Okay. Sure. And there's probably some people like me, okay, that filled in a couple of things. I didn't even think about, oh my God, we need milk and eggs because of power going out. It's like, no, we just needed milk and eggs. My daughter's in town overnight. I was like, Mrs. P wanted to have some eggs so she can make pancakes for breakfast this morning. I was like, oh, okay. That'll work. But pay attention to what you see out there, what other people are doing. It will give you a real good idea as to what you can expect in your area when the balloon goes up, right? Okay. If people are that crazy in my grocery store now, what are they going to be like when the dollar collapses or the grid collapses or there's an EMP? What are they going to be like the day after the election? Okay. When all chaos comes out? That's what you got to watch for. And a lot of what we need to do is gather information. A lot of what I try to do is spread information on this channel. But don't go through life with blinders on, like most of the sheep do, the Democrats. Oh, everything's good. CNN told me it's good, so therefore everything's good. Bidenomics works. When you're observing what you see out there, make a mental note of it. Go, okay. Storm comes in, stores go crazy. Yeah. Now I know where not to go when things get worse. And we'll out.